Hello everybody and welcome back. So we are still working on a sort of Binance Fix connector. Last time I think we've left it at getting the instrument info. So I think today we are going to try to design around these two items here. So I guess let's get right to it. Okay, so just looking at this and trying to remember where we were at. Right, so I think the last thing we've done so far is to just call into, we should have a, yeah, there we go. So request instrument list here. And this basically just got caught by this else branch here. And that's how we've gotten the instrument. So hold on, if I just go take out bin fixed. Right, so I remember this now. We do have that list coming through this handler here. So what I'm looking to do here is replacing this guy, or rather, so there are a few ways to go about this. So let me just do this, and let me get my draw tool here. Right, so there are a few ways to go about this. Right, so we know that we are going to need to have two sessions, right? So one is for market data, and the other one, that's a D, and the other one is for order entry. So this guy here is going to give us things like instruments, right, and quotes. So when we get to it, we are going to be able to request market prices. So either best prices, so current quotes for a bid and ask, or we could, I think, also request like a sort of book view with a given depth. We are going to explore those. Order entry, on the other hand, is going to allow us to send in orders and receive reports. So these reports are going to be linked to orders. So we are going to know whether orders have succeeded or failed, or if they got filled either fully or partially. We are going to get these reports for those. So this is the goal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sort of overarching structure here, which would be some sort of adapter, right? So and this adapter here will be able to hide away or abstract away all or should be able to abstract away. That's not what we are going to do here, but in theory, if this were if we were to make this a real system and use it to trade for real, this is what we are going to try to do. So this adapter guy here is going to hide away all the Binance specific stuff. So it's going to keep its own state here, and it's going to basically have a sort of communication channel with the rest of our trading system here. So trading system, and the trading system obviously is going to have defined its own type. So it's going to have an order type, maybe an instrument type and stuff like that, right? And this adapter here is going through this communication channel, get commands from the trading system, translate those into Binance specific commands and formats, and then send those to market data or order entry, get back the results, and then convert those and send those back through the transmit portion of this communication channel here. And of course, I'm talking about communication channels, and this could be fairly different things. It could be queues or ring buffers or something like that, or it could be just callbacks into the trading system, or it could be a number of things. It could be like channels, or some single consumer, multiple producers sort of thing here that the trading system will have, and then it's going to have multiple of these adapters so that it could communicate with multiple venues. So this guy will be going to Binance, and then this guy is going to be going to CME or Nasdaq or something, right? So that's the idea. So we are going to start or getting started on some sort of adapter here around this. Okay, I think that's as much yapping as I want to do for now. So let's get to this. So const adapter is a struct. Yeah, it doesn't need to be public, I think. Right, so we are going to need a market data session. That's going to be session. We are going to be to need an order entry session. That's going to be session. Not sure how we are going to create these, but we'll see. I think we are going to also need to keep some instrument data. So instrument info. I'm just going to be very generic about this. And this guy here is going to be some sort of hash map or something. Maybe a string hash map. And we need a type for this. So we are going to need to have like a Binance instrument type. Right. So let's start by defining those. So this guy here is going to need to be pub. This guy here is going to need to be so pub Binance instrument is a struct, and we're going to see what goes into this later on. So instruments in real trading systems, this here instrument referential, this is a very large topic because for instruments there's this XKCD panel that says that there were 14 different standards. So the guy invented a 15th standard to unify all of them, and then now they have 15 different standards. Well, we do kind of have the same problem with instruments. So what I'm doing here is doesn't scale. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Right. So this guy here, we might also need to keep some sort of list of open orders, I think. Just going to call this orders or pending orders, maybe. And I'm thinking I'm going to also make this a just hash map unmanaged. Maybe I'm going to go just for the auto hash map. Yep. I don't need the complexity at this point. So we need some sort of order ID, and some sort of pending order info or something. No, that's so public order ID. For now, I think I'm just going to set this to U64. We're going to see how that fares. And public pending order info would be a struct of some sort of thing. What's the... Oh yes, of course. This guy needs const. This guy needs const. and so it does this guy. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. So now let me go back to these guys here. So session. We have a major problem here with session, and that is we don't have a way to configure those. So we created transport, but we the configuration goes into connect, which is not great. Whereas with this, we could, in theory, just to clock rewind here, is options. No. Clock rewind, and then heartbeat interval is options.heartbeat interval. And that should just make this work. Right, so that should just work. What we are also going to do here is in options, I'm going to add a callback. Callbacks. Yeah, I'm not sure. So this guy here is going to be session callbacks. And then here we are going to define a public const session callbacks. Let's just call them callbacks. Right. And then this guy here, we are going, so there are two kind of ways to go about this. Either create a union and then create a single callback that gets a message of type union, and then we switch on the message, or create one callback per message type. And I think that's what we are going to do. The idea behind that is to actually, I don't think that's a great idea now that I think about this, because we kind of want to reuse the session logic here, and we don't want to create a markdown market data session or order entry specific callback type here. Okay, so that fixes that. So this guy here would be a pointer to so hold on a minute. This guy will be a pointer to const function, takes in something like a pointer, or rather any opaque, I guess, and some sort of message here. So this message here is what we are going to need to define. So this message here will be our union. So const message is a union over some sort of enum that should be defined somewhere. And then this guy here will be, or let's start with instrument info, or instrument list. Yeah. So this guy here will be a stud. Actually, no. Hold on a minute. Let me think about this. I think we can delay this just a tiny bit. Yeah, I'm going to delay this just a tiny bit. So for now, frame. I'm going to send in frame. So frame is fix transport.frame message. Oops, framed message. Yeah. Yes, that does look okay. Expect return type. This guy returns void, and I think we are not going to allow for errors either. Right, okay. So that does work, I think. That means that now here, somewhere, hold on, let me just do this and do callback is options.callback. And we need to store that here. So let's do something like this. Callback is a pointer to const function that takes in a pointer to any opaque and some sort of frame, which is fix session transport frame message. Yep. Cool. And of course, void for the return type. Right. So we have our callback. Should we maybe make this optional? Just exploring something here. Right. So now let's go back here. So either we if we have self.callback, let's just capture that as callback, and then we can do self. Hold on, what are we doing here? Yeah. So callback that takes in any opaque. Now that's the main issue we need. We need the any opaque here. So we can kind of need to also store that. Okay. Let's call this message handler. So this guy here will have whatever this is, and of course it's going to have self, which is any opaque pointer, so that we can call this, and then here we can do something like pop function invoke or something that takes in so self a pointer to message handler and void, and this guy calls in self.callback with of course here we need frame, which is a fix transport dot frame message, and then this guy calls in this dot self and frame. Okay, we are getting somewhere. So now we need to make this work. So I'm just thinking here. I think this guy does not need to be a pointer. Just yeah. So let's do this. So this is message handler. Okay, and if we go down to we started work on this, here we could do something like invoke with frame. Are we okay? I think we are okay. And return here. Right, so in case we don't have a callback, we should still get these kind of things here, which will allow us to still debug stuff. I'm just going to set this to null for now, and I'm going to hit zig build. Oh yeah, of course. We moved the thing from connect to, so let me just get rid of this. Session connect. So this guy here now goes into this guy here. Oops. Of course. Right, so options. This guy here we just forgot to set to no. So yeah, okay, so here we don't really need the mutability, so we can just get rid of that. Cannot call, right, so this guy here should not be optional, and that's okay. Do we still do okay? Yep, we still do okay. Right, so that's that. That's our callback sorted. So let me just try out the callback. Oops, callback, and that would be some sort of so at this and thinking, yeah, I'm just going to put in some sort of function here, CV test, which I'm going to define here. CV test is should take in self or should take in something we are going to ignore, which is something like this. Actually, I don't really care about this, so yeah. And this guy is going to take in a frame, which is a fix transport frame message and void. And here I'm just going to also ignore, I think, yeah, frame, and just do log.info. Callback works. Something like so. Yep. So does not support array syntax. What? Oh, yeah, of course. Self is this, and callback, I think we've called that as that. Expected any opaque. Oh, okay, I see. I see. So the self is a bit too much, I think. So maybe I should have done something like const cb tester is struct, and this guy here will have this guy here, and then here in self I'm going to do cb tester. Wait, cb. Hold on, let me just make this tester something like this, and the callback is cb tester dot this guy. And I guess we can get rid of this. Okay, so expect any opaque but found. Wait, that is it? Not. Is it the constness that's bothering you? I think it should be. So, do we need this to be anything other than const? I think no. I think that should be okay. Okay, yep. So we need to change this guy here, and that should be okay, but found a const main CB tester. Okay. I could have sworn that this would just cast into any opaque. Kind of weird, but okay. Is it going to need to be pointer cast? Sort of weird. But okay, hold on, let me just try something. So var cv is cv tester right? And instead of doing that, I'm just going to do this. So I'm trying to understand what the main issue here is, because this guy is a pointer to CB, and pointers should, in theory, cast into well, cast into any opaque. So I'm not sure what the problem here is. Is it because, wait, hold on a minute. Const any pointer is pointer to any opaque is at pointer cast of this, and I'm just going to log debug, or rather this guy should be this guy, and we could do AB. Wait, hold on. So this guy works, but this guy fails. So if I do something like this, does it? No. What is going on here? Oh, okay, okay. I see what the problem is. Never mind. So it was not this guy. Yeah, it was not this guy. This guy was fine. Okay, I am just dumb. That's what's happening here. So we are going to need this guy here to instead be const any opaque. Yeah. Okay, I am just a dum-dum. Okay, callback does work. Fine. Let's never do that again. Right, going back to our adapter here. So let's get started on this. I'm not sure what the operations that we should have on the adapter are at this point, but for now, let's just go for initializing this guy. So this guy should have. So I'm just thinking here. Session takes in a transport. And options. So what about having this guy just taking the transport, MD transport, which is a sort of TLS transport, maybe a pointer to, and order entry transport, which would be a pointer to TLS transport. Maybe we'd also want some sort of session options. Although, no, session options are going to be handled by the adapter itself. Right, so this guy here does init. Just going to take a look at what we did here. So here we just returned the session. So I guess we could do the same here. So this guy just returns the adapter here. Right, so now return. And we want this MD session to be init from MD transport and some sort of thing, options, parameters, something, of course. And order entry session is to be initialized from auto entry transport. I forget the S, I'm not sure why. Okay, and then instrument info, I think I'm just going to, of course, if I do this correctly. So is there like init empty or something? So this guy just returns this guy, and this guy just needs an allocator. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go for the unmanaged stuff. And I thought they would have switched the naming by now in Zig, but okay, that's fine. So unmanaged. Right, so that doesn't tell me much about what I need to do. So let's just do something like this. What's the problem here? Okay, yep. Okay, so this guy here has this guy, and this guy just calls. There should be a free or something. Where is this guy? Yeah, there we go. So this is the guy. Dot empty is what we need to call. Right, so dot empty. Same goes for pending orders. Empty, I think. M3. Okay, so here we need options. I'm going to go down here and get. Yeah. Just going to do this, I think. There's one more to that. And then here should just be able to do this. Cool. Okay, no, there's one more thing we need to do. This guy here needs the callback. So we need to set this up. So self will be, ooh, now this might prove to be harder than I thought. This might prove to be harder than I thought, because here at this point here we still don't have a self for which to set a pointer here to session. So yeah, a bit problematic if you ask me. How do we go about this? Should we? What I don't want to do is have another session. You know what? I'll do it. I'm just going to take the path of least resistance for now. So just after init, I'm going to create set message handler. I'm just going to go for the path of least resistance here. So this guy takes in this guy and takes in message handler, which is message handler. Returns void, doesn't error out. And goes self dot callback is message handler, basically. Right. Okay. That should work, I think. So public function start that takes in a self, and this guy here is now a pointer to adapter. So we know that we should have a sort of stable pointer at this point. We can call things with our pointer, including the message handler. So how do we go about this? We should do self dot md session dot set message handler for let's create const message handler is, of course, message handler, and that is something like self is self and callback is rather this guy needs that on message. Let's just go for something like this. So this guy here will have message handler, and then we'll just do this, do something like this. Of course, here we need to, so this guy is just going to be a function on, not that, yeah, okay. So this guy here will take a self, which is a pointer to an neopake. Yeah, okay. And a frame, which is a fix transport dot framed message and returns void. Of course, at this point we don't have anything to go on there, but okay. So I'm just going to at this point just ignore this and do log.debug callback was called. Sure. That's pretty much the info we need at this point. Right, so self.md session.connect. And of course, here we are going to need to pass in IO, which is IO. So hold on a minute. IO URL. Ooh, okay. So we need the MD host here. This should be in the option somewhere, but we move and a key pair. And of course, this guy needs to be tried. Same goes for the other entry thingy here. We also, hold on a minute. We also need something else here because at this point we are hard coding the comp IDs, so sender comp ID. We need to have two different comp ID. Actually, I don't think we need to have. There's nowhere specified where it's specified that we need to have two different comp IDs on. Yeah, so we'll leave it for now. We'll leave it for now. So this guy here is stud sign, no, crypto sign, yeah, and Edwards and keeper. There we go. So that's that. And is there like anything else we need to do? I guess we need to start by doing something like this. So md session dot yeah, of course, self dot md session dot request instrument list. And I guess there will be a number of things that we need to set up here before we get a functioning adapter. So just from the top of my head, we'd like to have establish the instrument referential, just so that we can so that we know which instruments are available and how to create orders against those instruments, because we are going to need to know, I don't have it anymore, but we are going to need to know the precision for those instruments, the price ranges and stuff like that. So that's going to come in very handy. So that's instrument list. Other things we need to do are get account status. So we check if we have liquidity or something. Basically, if we have money on the account. Get so any outstanding orders, so orders that are still on the market, since if we specify that the orders are GTC, so good until cancelled, they will stay on the market. So we need to also get those orders down so that we can manage them in case we need to. And well, any other things that we might need to know to operate correctly. But at this point here, I'm just going to ignore these get instrument list. We are just going to assume we have no orders on the market. Okay, now that we have done this, we need to dispatch those here somehow. So I'm going to need this to become pointer. I'm going to need this to become frame. And we are going to switch. Let's actually extract that. Let's call it TID. Let's call it message TID. That's for template ID. This would be header dot template ID. Cool. And then we are going to switch on message TID. And this is where it becomes quite complex. So, yeah, okay, fine. So Binance dot, so first for the message instrument list, so request instrument list sends an instrument list request, and we should get back instrument list. So this is the thing we get. So in this case, we are going to call, so hold on, just 1 second. So const self is at, or rather this guy is a pointer to adapter, sure. And this, we are going to pointer cast pointer. And here we are just going to do on instrument list or on instrument info. I'm not sure, but we are going to move. So this guy here, we are going to need a const Binance instrument list instrument list codec.decode, and this guy we are is just going to decode from frame.body. Of course, we also need to create a type for that. So I guess instrument list decoder is this guy, and this guy is going to be instrument list decoder dot. I guess we send out the decoder to the callback. Is that fair? I think it is. Yeah, I think that's fairly okay. So then let's just do, let's just do something like this, replace that, and get rid of this. Yeah, okay, that looks okay. So that now we need to go ahead and create a function on instrument info. Of course, this is self at adapter and takes in a Binance or a decoder, which is a Binance instrumentless codec dot decode of, or rather, just takes in that. And yeah, that looks pretty okay. So here, what we need to do is we need to fill in the no. We need to fill in this guy here. So what we are going to do is decoder dot. First of all, I'm going to need to get the XML, get instrument list. I'm not sure what the things we get on that are. So we have a related symbols group. we have a request ID that we are just going to ignore, I think. And then we have a group, so that on this group here, we are going to get the number of items, and we are just going to loop the group, that rhymes, and get the info that we have in here. Okay, so let's go back here. So const related symbols is decoder dot related symbols. There we go. And then this guy here just needs to be tried. So that means that this guy here should error out, and this guy here should catch. So catch E. Probably do some sort of. I'll bump it up to. No. So catch E. Log dot error. Error while on callback. Sure. I'm just going to not dwell too much on this. Right. So this guy here, related symbols. And now we are going to do related symbols dot iterator, of course, and that's that should be a variable it, of course, as we always call those. And now we are going to do while it dot next. That should give us a yeah, okay. Wait, hold on. Is there like something better we can do? Yeah, I think we just get iterator, and then iterator here is going to give us a sort of slice. And then from that slice, we are going to create another decoder for the group. So I guess here, symbol, group or group item, let's call it group item, and we, I guess, create another group, or symbol info is Binance dot so instrument related group. There we go. Encoder dot no. We should have something here. So related symbol. Oh, entry. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So decode, and this guy just gets group item, I think. So yep, that's okay. And now if we do symbol info dot symbol, this should go us, so try this guy, or rather, let's go for something like info got instrument, and something like this, something like this. What is missing here? Invalid token. Symbol instrument log dot thing. Oh, of course. Of course. Sure, let's just try this very quickly and see. I guess we also need to build this, shouldn't we? No field named callback on main session options. What? Oh yeah, because we've removed that. Cool. Right, let's see. Is currently in use. Yeah, that's because I've stopped the session abruptly. No, that is not good. Oh, I see what the problem is. The problem is we've never actually used our adapter, did we? So thinking, yeah, I'm just going to have to stop thinking for now. So connect, let's actually just finish the eating our vegetables so that we can have dessert afterwards. So adapter, this guy takes in IO, does this guy, probably fails, I'm not sure, but here should call try self.md. Let's disconnect the other event session first. Disconnect. Of course, sorry about that. OE goes to MD. Let's go. This disconnect here should take IO. That's all it takes. Okay. So that is okay. We now go here to adapter is I guess we do need adapter to be variable. So this guy is adapter, and that's in it. It takes in MD transport and OE transport. So that's MD, that's OE. Right. So now this guy here goes for try adapter dot start. That takes in IO, takes in the key pair power, and we defer session dot or rather adapter dot stop. Takes in IO, and we do whatever this is. Right. So yeah, let me just do this and join these two. There we go. So all of these now can go. Right. Yep. All of these now can go. And here we can just so what we need is a nice way to wait for a signal, a like Control C SIGTERM or something. So is there like instead let's go for IO dot not sure how to go about this. So how do we do like signal handlers? Be right back. Okay, I looked that up. Looks annoying to do, so I'm going to skip. So I'm just going to go for as long as this session here is alive, I'm going to wait. Wait, hold on. What did I just do? Yep, session loop is what I'm looking for. So this guy dot session loop. I'm just going to go for this, I think. Expected on message expects a pointer to self to any opaque. So okay, hold on, let me just go back here to message handler. Where is message handler? I'm just going to get rid of this guy. Same goes for this guy. I don't really care. Right, so expected thingy but found other thingy, so that's 2, 6, 8. expected type to be... Huh. Okay, I see. So I might have made a mistake. This guy, he can still be const. Okay. So yeah, we need to also add align cast the classic must... Okay, fine. So else at panic yeah, something like this. All right. So what is this an optional type? Oh yeah, because we need to try on this. There we go. Okay, fine. Ooh, cool. It does work. It does work. Let's move. Right, so that we have this guy. So we need to create const. So how do we go about this? Instrument info is sort of instrument info. Did I create something like this? Wait, what did I call that? Binance instrument. Sure. Binance instrument. And that means that this guy here now gets so symbol, let's just speed run this guy. So const symbol name is try symbol info dot symbol. And I'm going to get rid of this guy. So this guy gets a symbol name. And I'm you know what, I'm going to get this guy here on this side just so that I can speedrun through these guys. And I think here I'm just going to speedrun through this. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've went ahead and created all of these, but it just so happens that I've now decided, well, it's not like I've decided, it's more like now we are obliged to do this. We need to own the strings. We need to own all strings. So yeah, we are going to need a sort of allocator in here. So what I'm thinking is I'm still going to go through the path of least resistance here. Just going to go ahead and take an arena. So instead mem allocator in here. And sadly, I'm going to also make these managed for now. Yeah, kind of sad, but yeah, it's okay. Or actually, now that I think about this, let's keep these unmanaged and let's just take whoops, an allocator here. Let's just call it arena, so we know set mem allocator in this guy. Arena is arena, of course, and we are going to move. But here, of course, we are going to need to so these guys are all ints, so that's fine. All of these are okay. I think there's just the two last ones that are yeah, so self.arena.dupe this guy. No, never mind. I'm just going to do that here. So self.arena.dupe this guy in here, so that this guy here can be used, since we are also going to use this as the entry key. But this here we are going to need to dupe Yeah, so with this, we own the strings and we should be happy. So now let's do self.instrument info dot so get or put or something, or let's just find put directly. Is there like just a put? There we go. Cool. So this guy takes in an allocator, a key, so that would be symbol name for us, and a value, which is instrument info. And this can fail, of course, so we need to try this guy out. Cool. Now we have this, so we are going to move. Right. So that's for the instrument. Now what we need to do is basically just the rest of it. Now that we have the instruments, let's move on to so let me go back up here to the list of things we can have. So we did these two, so just going to focus on market data for now. So we can go for market data request next. So it would allow us to ask for either one of these streams. So either the trade stream, like a book ticker, or a depth stream. There are few differences, but it's the same message that we are going to be sending. So the differences are, well, there's the update speed, and there are the fields that are required to be sent. So we know that trade stream is updated in real time, so we get notified in real time. Symbol ticker, so bid the best, so top of book. And I guess not all of my audience has background in finance, so let me explain how this works. So if you are very new to any sort of trading, you get prices. So basically, you get people that are willing to buy. So, and you get people that are willing to sell. So the buyers send what we call the bid price. So their bid price. So basically, let's imagine that we have something like this. So I'm just going to annotate this here, price, and then here I'm going to annotate quantity, so that we can have a full view. Right. So a bid could be something like, I am willing to pay 100 units to buy 10 of whatever this instrument is. So this is an instrument I. On the sell side, we have they send what is called the ask, and the ask is going to be something like, I'm willing to sell 15 of whatever this instrument is at 120. So the seller, the best seller here, is expecting 120 for 15, and the best buyer is expecting 100, or expecting to pay 100 for 10. So the difference here between these two is what is referred to as the spread, right? So this spread here is 20. This is the bid-ask spread. So if at any point the best buyer and the best seller are on the same price, so basically one is willing to sell for 120 and the other one is willing to buy for 120, well, the exchange will just match these two orders and a trade is created. So a trade is, so basically orders are intentions. So I want to do something, and a trade is a concretization of that transaction. So basically, a trade is sent out when these two orders are no longer available on the market, but instead we know that there is a documented transaction that has happened between this guy that's selling and this guy that's buying. And of course here, in any typical order book, or rather this guy here, the buy prices are sorted going downwards because the best buyer is offering the highest price, and then the next one is going to be at 95. The one under that is going to be at 90, right? And the sellers are sorted in sort of the opposite. So here, the best seller is going to be selling at the lowest price. So above that, we are going to be 125 and then 130 or something, right? So very, very high level overview of what markets are like and to participate in any trade. So this is from the market making point of view. So this is market making. There's nothing stopping you from just hitting this order directly. So you basically tell the market, I want to buy 15 at 120, and you basically hit this order here. You tell the market, you specify that the order type you want to use is a hit order or any sort of there are a number of ways you could specify that, but you could hit this order on the market and it will just be instantly matched to you. And also there's I guess a simpler example here. If you buy at what we call at market price, so if you send a market order, the market is just going to match you with the best on the other side. So imagine I send a market order, a buy market order. The market is going to match me with the best seller because I am buying, they are selling, we need to match, right? So I will be able, if I have this order book here, this market order here is going to be filled at 120, right? And the opposite, if I send a sell market order, my sell market order is going to be filled at 100 because that's the best buyer that there is. But there's a but, of course. If I send a sell market order, but for a quantity that's larger than 15, so let's say I want to buy or I want to sell 25, right? So here I'm selling, so I'm going to get matched with a buyer. What's going to happen is I want to sell 25, but this guy here is only offering 10. So let's put this guy here at 15. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be first filled against this guy here. So I'm going to have a first fill at 100, or rather 10 at 100. And then we are going to also get filled for 15 at 95, right? So my average execution price will be, it will be somewhere between the two, but I'm just going to go and say somewhere around 97, right? That would be my average execution price for this market order here. So these are the mechanics of markets. But now let's go back to the actual fun stuff, which is programming. Right, so trade streams are just for trades. So in any transaction that happened, we get on this stream here. Symbol book ticker stream is basically the best bid or offer price. Offer is another synonym for ask. So this stream here just tells us the very first line of the book, just the very first line. We have no idea about the other lines. And this differential depth stream is basically where we can ask about the other lines of the book. trading book or the order book. So this is interesting if you have a strategy that needs to look at the liquidity of the market, because you are going to get an idea of who is or how much any side of the market is trying to move. So if there are a lot more sellers than there are buyers, then there's clearly a mismatch, and then you could take that into account in your strategy. But that's not really what we care about here. So let's go back to this guy. Market data request. I'm going to put this onto the MD session. And what we are going to need to do next is just create this type subscription. We'll need a market data entry type. And I guess this is a group that has a number of things in it. And I wonder if we could request bid, offer, and trade on the same request. So we'll try that and see. Right, so let's go back here. We want to so this guy here. So see, there's one thing I don't really like at this point here, because this is the session. This is the same session we use for order entry and market data, and here we have defined instrument list that we just want to get from market data session, from the market data session. So I'm not really happy about how this turned out, but we are going to just allow that for now. So here I'm going to go pop function request market data. Yeah, so this guy here gets session and takes in IO, and should also take in something like I guess we need to know which type, but for now let's just move. Right, and here, fairly simple. Just going to copy pasta this, and I'm going to do this, do some of this instrument list becomes market data, and I might even do this, although that's not going to matter much. And also I'm going to do instrument list becomes market data. I think that should suffice. Does this exist? It does exist. That's the V message type. Yeah, that's the V message type. Cool. Right, so now these two lines should go, and now I can go ahead and do encoder dot. Okay, so set. I guess we need subscription request type, and that's subscribe, of course. That's fairly straightforward. And then we need to set MD entry types. So try market data encoder dot set MD entry type. So let's start the group, and that's going to give us a group. Let's call it MD entry types group, and that means that now we do this guy dot start entry. That should give us try that for MD entry type is this guy, and then we do MD entry type dot set MD entry type to bid this point. Hold on a minute. Yeah, so let's just do this to offer. So that's the ask, and let me also add this trade. Note if this fails, remove this line. Surely, if we cannot combine trade with BitOffer, we are going to remove this line and probably add some sort of subscription type here as parameter and switch on that. Right, so now this guy here, MD entry type is end. We're going to try to end that guy. And, ooh, actually, hold on a minute. I might have to do this. Yeah. There we go. Or rather, let me just in the entry bid, and then this guy here will be var md entry offer. Let's just keep this. I guess we can do this, and I guess we can do something like md entry trade, and of course md entry trade dot end. Let me just make sure that we have start, set, and end on all three. Fix the grammar there, and we can move. So is there like something else we need to set? Market depth set to 1, and this guy here just, yeah, we can set as much depth as we want, but for now, I don't really care about the book. I just want to see something on the screen. So also, hold on. I might need to check the ordering for this market data request. So that aggregate book. Oh, and we also need the symbols, or yeah, one or multiple symbols. So that's something else, and we need to set a market data request. Okay. So there are a few things that are missing here. But I forgot. Market depth would be next. So market data encoder dot set market der set market depth to 1. And I guess what would be next? Aggregate book. So I guess that would be true for one book entry per site per price. Okay, but why? Or what should we set that as? So hold on, let me just search for this. Okay, that's the only thing we have there. So I guess we're just going to ignore it. Yep. So I'm going to do this encoder.set aggregate book, and I'm just going to set that to null. Because what are the values? Yeah, I guess there's true or false, but I'm just going to set this to null. Right, next is the symbol. Try market data encoder dot set or start related symbol. So this gives us a group var related symbol group is this guy. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, we've never finished. We never ended the group here. Entry. Okay, you know what? you know what? I'm going to make use of the language here. And I'm just going to do this. This should allow me to just have a bunch of these guys here. I'm not going to do that for the entries because that's fairly clear what we're doing, but these ones are like fairly distant from each other, so I'm just going to use related symbol group dot end. No. Wait, no, that was it. This ends the group, right? Yeah, it does end the group. Cool. So with this, now we can go ahead and do so var related symbol. We just have one, I think, and that would be somewhere in here. Let's think. Instrument. Sure. Let's just take in a constituent. So related symbol would be related symbol group dot start entry. This guy needs to be dried, of course. End and related symbol dot set symbol to instrument. And of course, this guy needs to be tried, of course. This guy, does it fail? It does. Try that. Try. Hold on. Whoa. Can we please try this guy? Try this guy. But we can try in the fur blocks. But so catch unreachable, I guess. Catch unreachable. Fine. Let it just blow when it gets to that. We also need to do a few things. Let's try. Whoa, it's not what I tried to do. So we did this. We did entry types. We need just market data request ID. Is that like hold on? Is that? Yeah, it's we are obliged to set one. So market data encoder.set request ID, and I would like to set this request ID to instrument. I don't care. I don't really care. Just going to set it to instrument, and we are going to move. Okay, so now let's build this. Does it build? It does not. Needs 3 arguments. We only gave 2. We need to pass in arena here. How about this? Almost there. Dupe expects 2 arguments but found what? Oh, yeah, of course. It expects the type of this guy. U9. No, U8. U9. No, U8. Cool. So symbol name. This guy tried. Rather, this guy needs to be tried. So does this guy. Cool. We build. Now we should get the exception. No, we are not going to get an exception, of course, because we never call in that instrument thing. So let's just add pop-fn set instrument. Or let's call this. How do we go about this? Subscribe. Market data, sure. And this gets this pointer to adapter and gets a instrument which is const u8 fails or not. And then here we do self.marketDataSession request market data for instrument to do check that the instrument exists in the referential. That's fine. Of course, we need to call this from somewhere. So that would be here. That would be adapter dot subscribe market data. Speaking of subscribing, BTC USDT. I guess that's one of the instruments. This guy fails, maybe. This needs to be tried. All right, let's build this again. It fail, of course it does. Needs two things. Needs IO. IO. Oh, right. How about now? Union is ignored. Oh, okay. Yep. Cool. Clear, run. Should get an exception, I think. Field values empty or malformed. Oh, that's bad. Wait, hold on a minute. What is going on? No, we have two of those. We have two of those. So let's do loop in here. And do we like have something like reject decoded dot ref message type and reject decoded dot no, I don't care about the error code. Reference tag ID. Yeah. For message this tag is this. Okay. So what is this guy? This guy needs to be tried and have an or else no type. And so does this guy, I think. Try this guy. And is it? Yep. Or else -1. And then this guy here becomes this guy. Oh, of course. Let's go for instead math max nth. Sure. Okay, so tag 263. Let's see what 263 is. Subscription request. Oh, I see. I see. So I think this is a bug in the encoder. Okay. Well, that was something. So let me just try to speedrun a fix. Let me just make sure that this is what I think it is. Yeah, okay. So this guy is the generated code is setting this to 1 U8, where it should set them to this U8. And I think if I do this without rerunning the code gen, I should, in theory, wait, did I save this? Okay. It's not liking this. It's rerunning the code gen for me. So I think I'm going to need, unfortunately, to pause this here, fix the code gen, and then come back. Okay, so it was a simpler fix than I thought. Just had a check that basically converted the int, or rather, yeah, so numbers into their int counterpart. Just remove that if statement, and this generates the one ASCII character instead of the number 1. So let's go back here. So this should now just work out of the box. If I just rebuild and run this, I'm expecting to see no error, but yeah, okay, that's good. We haven't handled this in the adapter, so we need to go and do that right now. So Binance, yeah. So this guy is market data. So we do have quite a few of those. Which one did we receive? 204. No, not this one. This guy. Yep. So let's look for 204. So that's the W message. So that's snapshot. Okay. So there are a few things to know. First, there's the snapshot, which is the market view at any point you start asking for the market data, and then the market will just send in incremental updates so that you get so that they send minimum data on the wire, and you should keep the state unupdated. So market data data snapshot codec.template ID, that should be self.on market data snapshot. Of course, this guy gets Binance no market data snapshot codec.decode frame.body catch, get the error and log error on MD snapshot, sure, and something like this would do the trick. Right, so this is instrument info, and we want on market data snapshot, of course. Self is adapter, and decoder is a Binance.market data snapshot codec. This returns error or void. And hold on, let me just zoom to here for a second. What we need to do is first take a look at this guy. Snapshot. Right, so last book update ID, I don't really care about price exponent, quantity exponent. I expect to so hold on a minute. So I'm just trying to understand what this, they send us an exponent for to use for these prices, whereas we already have an exponent for our market for our instruments. So it means that we might have to do some conversions between this experiment here and the experiment we have on the instrument. For now, we are going to ignore that successfully and move on. So forgot what I need to do. So I need to read. So we have bids and we have asks, and of course we have the symbol, but I guess we have to read this. Right, so let's get this going. So we need to know how many. So let's go for const const decoder dot so md entries bids. So this guy gives us a group view. Of course, bits is do this. Bits group, sure. And then this guy bits group dot think count does give us the number of bits. And you know what, I'm just going to ignore this. So const or var bid and var ask. So both of those will be so what are we getting these guys as? So these are Mantissa 64. Okay, so that does look so this is Binance.Mantissa 64, and so this guy is too Mantissa 64, and both of these will be 0. Be something like this. And here I'm going to go through this guy. So here I'm just assuming, I'm not doing the actual correct thing. I'm just assuming that I'm going to have one price because I've asked for one instrument. So I'm just going to get that single price that's in the group. So here while try bits group dot I guess we need to create a var bits it is bits group dot iterator bits it dot next, get that as bid item, sure. And here we can do const Binance dot so market data so bids entry decoder, yep, decode so bid item, of course this is bid decoder, sure. And now we can do bid is bid decoder dot price and here we can do something like quantity and quantity. So this guy here is the price, so something like bid price, and then this guy here, quantity is MD entry size. Cool. And that means that now we can do pretty much the same here, except that everywhere it says bid, we're going to say ask. Or is it offer? I think they call it ask. Okay, that's kind of bad. So let me just do this again. So so bid goes to ask. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so that sets these guys, all of them. For next we get the symbol is well, this one is on the coder, I guess. Dot symbol. Of course, we need to try this guy. Okay. So now that we have this, I guess we are also going to need to create so let's call this sure. I'm just going to simplify this. So this is a string hash map and manage that takes in something like this, right? So pub const instrument price, that is a struct. No, let's just close this off. And here we need a bid price. So that's a should we go for you know what, I'm just going to do this. Mantis 64. Yeah, I'm just going to do this, and this guy here will be quantity. This guy here will be bid goes to ask, and that should be all we need. Right, so now that we have a symbol, we are going to get self dot instrument prices dot get output that turns so it takes in an allocator, so self arena, and a key which is symbol. Hopefully, yeah, okay, that's fine. This first key here does not need to be duped, I think. So let's do var cop is try this guy. Or does it though? Key pointer. So if found existing, well, gop.found existing, then we just need to update the so I'm thinking just need to update the value pointer to the new value. Yeah. Or rather, no, I'm going to update it in place. So I'm going to need to, I have a bit of, so key pointer is key. Okay, that's fine actually. So we can just override the key then. If found existing, we just do something, and then else we do the key also. Or rather, hold on. So we should pretty much always dupe the key. I just don't really believe that we need to dupe the key here. So hold on a minute. This guy returns this guy. That returns this guy. And this guy looks for a space. And then, wait. This is the case where it finds the thing. What if it doesn't though? So yeah, okay, so here we go. So new key is the space where the new key lives. The new value is the space where the new value lives. And this space here is allocated, right? So we can set this in place. We just need to copy, no, we can set the value in place, I think, but the key we should have a pointer to. All right, okay, we'll try this, we'll see. So if, so in any case, we are going to set the thing. So if it's not found, oh yes, of course. So if it's not found existing, we are going to need to copy our key. So key pointer, we are going to need to dupe the key. So maybe self.rena.dupe the U8 symbol. Now we need to own the key somehow. So try and this guy. No, this guy. Right. So that's fine. So at this point we can still have this be that. And value pointer dot. So let's go for, whoa, no, hold on. Where were we? I closed main? No. Okay. So we were here. So bid price is, well, bid price. And let's get two more of those. This guy here comes quantity, then we'll just do this and bid becomes ask. Same here. Cool. Cool. So let's see if this works at all. Misinstruct field instrument prices, of course. 357 instrument prices is empty also. So expected type thing but found 431. Right, so for size it might not have a quantity, in which case just going to set it to 0, I think. At this point we are just trying to make this work. So does it crash? Okay, it does crash, but it crashes for a different reason, which is good. It's progress. So now we get the 206 message, which is the incremental book ticker message, which is a new update to one of the components. So this is the X ticker. So let's go here and handle that guy. I'm just going to start by doing this first because we are going to actually have the same thing in both cases. So market data, incremental book ticker codec, incremental book update. all of this should still work, except that now we need to make sure that we don't override something that's optional. I think quantity here is optional, so maybe we don't override that with 0 if we can. We'll see. Right, so on message here, we need to now do or add market data incremental book ticker template ID self.on market data incremental book update Binance dot this guy dot decode from frame dot body, and of course we need to do this guy here update book update bool book. Let's see here. Okay, so at this point here, I also want to so log.debug symbol. Let's do something like this symbol, and let's go for something at thing. And then do something like something else at something. And this guy will be symbol. This guy will be bit quantity. Of course, or else 0. This guy will be bit price. This guy will be ask quantity or else 0. Or rather, wait, we don't need the or else here. I've already handled that. So ask price. No. So yeah, let's build this now, and let's run this again. Okay. But we're just waiting for, oh, we're not gonna get it though if we don't log it. Reject it because, okay, fine. Give it a few seconds and we'll go again. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay, no, actually it's very good because if we look at this here, we got a 206, so that's an incremental message where we have this side here. Well, there's no new ask, there's no new bid, there's only a new ask. And we overwrote that. So that's something we need to handle here. And of course here, the 205, I'm willing to say that it's the trade. And it is in fact a trade. So we are going to also handle that in just a jiffy. So let's first of all make all of these optional in here. And this will be something like this, right? So this is for the incremental book updates. So here, instead of applying the things we have here, I'm just going to leave it as is. And here we are going to need a sort of logic. So if bit price, bit price, sure. We do this guy with bid price, if bid quantity we update with bid quantity. We should take that here also. If ask price AP, we go about that here, and if ask quantity so AQ, we do that here. So I guess here we're just going to go for yeah, just going to go for all any's. And hopefully I'm just going to build this and run it. And we should, come on, update the price. Cool. Cool. So we got a price update here. This is null at null, and this is the only part that got updated, which is very good. Very good indeed. Cool. So now that we have that set up, we need to get the trades also. I'm just going to speed run that. Just going to copy this, get market data incremental trade codec on market data incremented trade update. So market data incremental trade inc trade. There we go. Trade update, and yeah, just need to now go ahead down here, copy this whole thing, paste it into this guy and here. Trade update. So let's also oh yeah, we don't have. Okay, fine. So instrument lasts. Sure. String hash map and managed instrument price. Hold on, I'm just thinking about this for a second. So trade, just yeah, there's no so we do know the aggressor size, so who initiated the trade. Are they buying or selling? Do we care about this? I think we do. And we didn't keep time for this, so there are a few things that are missing from here. So this is definitely just a toy example at this point. So instrument last. So I'm calling this last because it's the last known trade price, right? So we know the price. Just thinking here. Yeah, we know the price. So that's Binance.Mantissa64, that's fine. We know the quantity for that, so that's also Binance Mantissa64. We should know price, quantity, we should trade ID, we don't care. We should know the side. We should know the side, but we don't really care about the side actually. now that I think about this, we don't really care about the side. So what we want to do though is I'm just going to keep price and quantity, but here instead of having just this guy, I'm going to so can I? What is this guy? Hold on a minute. So this is not what I'm looking for. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for array list. So what I want to keep is a bounded. I don't care about boundedness at this point. So instrument meant last. So I just want to keep a list of all known last traits. This list here should be bounded, so we should just keep like a sliding window of known last prices so that we can run like algorithms on those and try to so if we want to compute some sort of moving average or something, we could do that on the last prices. But at this point, I'm just going to keep all of them because I don't really care about boundedness at this point. So we're just going to move. Right, so we know that trade update is going to be different. So I'm just going to get rid of the whole thing. Cool. So trade update, this guy here becomes market data trade codec. And that changes pretty much everything we know. So let me just get this here on the side because that's easier. Let me just center this and we can go. We need a var price, which is it's not optional, it's a Binance and this is 64. We'll set it to 0 for now. Same goes for quantity. As I said, I don't care about the aggressor side for this at this point. Yeah. So we can just go ahead. I'm probably going to do this. Yep. Just the group iteration logic, and I'm going to change this to MD entries is what it's called. So just call this group or trade group. And this guy becomes just IT. And then this guy becomes trade item. And then this guy becomes market data trade entry decoder. There you go. So this guy becomes price, and this guy becomes quantity. That's all we care about. And then we have const symbol is try decoder dot symbol symbol, and we are going to also get the logic from this guy, except that instead of doing this, this is instrument lasts. That takes the get or put, and if it's not found existing, we do this, and we also need to at this point do value pointer dot is init or just empty, I guess. Yeah, sure. And here we should go for dot value pointer dot I guess insert or append. Yeah, sure. Takes in self.arena at this point, and we are going to need to create this guy, don't we? So so I'm just thinking for trades, we should always get, so we don't need to do the incremental thing. So yeah, we always get the full message. So we get the price and the size. They're not marked as optional. Yeah, they're not marked as optional, so that's fine. That's very good. So const instrument last is instrument last, and that's price is price, quantity is quantity, and that's that. We missing something here. Yep, instrument last. Okay, that should need a try. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So now that we have this, we should probably just log dot debug that guy. So for instrument given by this, we got trade. So let's go for just this at this. Right, so this would be symbol, this would be price and quantity. Okay. Right, so let's get rid of that. Let's rebuild this guy, of course. So 362, I think. And this instrument lasts is also empty. Just hope I haven't messed up the list creation, otherwise we should be fine. All right, give me an update or a trade. It does work. No, it does not work. It does not work. Well, it does work. I'm just talking about the log message. These should be inverted. Right, so let's rebuild this guy. Run this guy. Oh, shucks. All right, let's give it a few seconds. All right, let's try this again. Logged on. Come on, give me some trades or some updates, or both. Anytime now. Okay, those are updates. So give me a trade, maybe. Go on. Give us a trade. When we need a trade, we don't get a trade. Right, so this looks very good. So I think that's 0.00. So that's 6. So 0.002121 Bitcoins were traded at this point here, at this price here, sorry, which would be, so 2, 4, so that's 78K USDT. And that is looking very good. We are now subscribed to market data. We do get market data. We keep them safely in our nice little array that should be bounded, but it's not. So that's something to think about. Otherwise, I think we are doing pretty okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, but mostly gentlemen, because we are 99.999% of guys in this channel here. We are subscribed. We have hand-rolled a fix adapter for Binance, and well, Binance is an example, but the fix adapter itself is, I think, reusable. CodeGen is doing an okay job. It's not the best thing there is, but it's fairly efficient at what it tries to do. I've actually looked at the generated code for the CodeGen, and there are a few things that I would like to address if I get time, but those are the kind of things we already do on the kernel side, so I'm probably not going to do that on video because I just need to look at the assembly, figure out why it's not the optimal amount of instructions, and then go ahead and try to coax the compiler into generating the instructions I want. But yeah, so that's not really the main thing here. The main thing is we have hand-rolled a bio adapter for Binance, and we have subscribed to market data feed. We get market data, we store those. It's not efficient by any stretch of the imagination, but it's doing its job, which is more than we set out to do. So let me just mark this as done, and we are on to the next thing. So I think we just have one more step for this guy, and that is sending a valid order, maybe getting back our trade report, and that would conclude this mini series on trading. Let me know if this is interesting to you. I would love to get more into some programming adjacent stuff. So just like what we did here. So it's at its heart, it's programming still, but it's trading. So we are learning about trading, although it's at a higher level, but we can go in depth on those topics. I would also like to do some electronics on the channel. I'm not sure if that's going to have any traction or not, but I have quite a few things that I'm interested in exploring, so I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've liked it. Quite a bit of yapping in this one, so sorry about that. I've tried to listen to some of the comments that ask me to try to draw out what my thought process is, although in 90% of the cases I just have no thought process. I just sit in front of a blank page and try to fire hose out as much code as I can in the time that takes to create one of these videos. But yeah, I try to draw boxes, I guess. Hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Fucking out.